morning, everybody. Welcome to my vlog. Today, I just felt just that little bit of autumn in the air. I don't know whether you're starting to feel it, but I looked out the window this morning down at the cars in the street, and they just had that kind of, it looked like frost, but you know, that kind of dew on them. And then when I went outside to just check everything in the garden, yeah, it's starting to get that feel. Some of the leaves are already starting to fall from the trees. They're starting to shed themselves. And yeah, it's quite exciting. And it's interesting because coming from Australia, I've always complained about the lack of summer here in the UK, but I have been here for well over 30 years, and my husband is his most favorite time of the year. His favorite season is always the autumn, and I could never really understand it because I was always wanting the summer to just continue on and on and on. But I'm starting to get it. 30 years later, I'm starting to get it. I think it's because here in the UK, you get proper seasons. Okay, you get a very lengthy, in my opinion, lengthy winter season, but you do get proper seasons. And the autumn, not only is it interesting in that, you know, that kind of dryness of the heat and everything is gone, and you get the lovely colours and all of that business. For me as well, because I'm a veg grower, it is a wonderful time of the year because I actually think that now, because we're at the end of August, going into September, I think that this time of the year is the most exciting for food as well, because all the stuff that you grew over the summer is now ready for in the autumn, and it's just exciting. And I think you kind of get to the stage where you want to start kind of cozying up with things, and a difference in colors as well, you know, all those kind of lovely autumny colors. For me, it's mainly the greens and the kind of rusty colors and the browns, and you know, all of that stuff is just lovely. And the food then changes, doesn't it? Because you do your kind of salads in the summer, and you know, freshy, and then we start thinking about things like, you know, stews and soups, and we've got butternut squash coming, and I just think it is quite lovely, actually. I used to, well, I still do really love the spring because I love that feeling of renewal, but I do feel that the autumn is quite exciting. If you feel that way, put a comment down below, and it'd be interesting to see what season is your favorite season of the year. And it doesn't matter whether you live in the UK or whether you live in Australia or whether you live anywhere. Just be very interesting. And why is it your favorite season as well? So we are going to Lincoln today, and we're going for a couple of reasons, really. We're going to see an area of Lincoln that it's been done up for a little while now, and it's called the Cornhill Market area. And I've never been into this new kind of market. I think it's kind of like a foodie thing where there's food stalls that you can buy food already made. I think there's an Asian grocery place as well where you can buy fresh veg and fruit. So we're going to go and have a look at that. Lincoln is about it can get up to about 45 minutes drive from here, but on a good run, you get there in about half an hour to the centre of Lincoln. And so we're going to do that, and it's at the bottom. I don't know whether you know Lincoln at all, but Lincoln's quite famous for the cathedral. The cathedral was featured in the Da Vinci Code, the whole series, you know, the series of books that were written, I think it was Dan Brown. Well, they did either a film, I think it was a couple of films about the Da Vinci Code. Well, Lincoln is the cathedral that they used. And up there on the top of the hill is also the castle, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I'll show you that in some of my vlogs when we go out and about. And to get up there, there's a very famous hill called Steep Hill, and you need to walk up Steep Hill if you want to hear your heart pounding and do a little bit of cardiovascular. But anyhow, we're at the bottom, so that's what we're going to do. And then I'm just going to go and do a little bit of food shopping. And I want to go to M&S Food. I've never been to M&S Food in Lincoln before. And actual fact, the only place I've actually been to M&S Food is in Grimsby, which is not far from us. Grimsby's the closest to us. It's about 15-20 minute drive that way. Wrong way. And yeah, so M&S Food. I'm not planning on doing my shop there because I don't do my normal shopping there. It's a little bit pricey to be doing your normal shopping, but there might be some kind of nice, yummy, cozy things that I might like to buy. Of course I'm going to like it. So that is the plan. So I better get off because Mr. N's waiting for me downstairs, and I'm just looking at my hair. So I had my hair cut, what was it, last week, I think? I don't know, it was in the last vlog. And I just this morning had to put a shampoo through it for my blonde. I think I've got a bug in my hair. No, I've got a seed or something. It's done not too bad a job. This shampoo, have I shown you before? I think I probably have. It's the Redken blonde coverage shampoo. Hang on, I'll go and get it. It's just here. Let me go and get it. Well, I got the Redken and the blonde. Oh, well, excuse me. Blondage. So it's the Redken Colour Extend Blondage. That's it. I use this shampoo, it's got a violet pigment in it, and I use this shampoo to keep the brassiness down in my hair. Because I have it peroxide and coloured, it goes quite brassy. And this stuff is the best stuff that I found. It also comes with a conditioner. I don't bother using the conditioner, I use a different conditioner. The only thing with this is it is very strong. So if you are blonde and you do want something that will take the brassiness out, and that actually works, because I've used a lot of shampoos that for brassiness, and they don't really work. Well, this works. This works so much so that if you leave it in for, I would say, longer than 2 to 3 minutes, be careful, because if you get it on the ends where it has been completely peroxided, it goes a violety purple color. Not that I don't care about that, because it eventually washes out. But so this is the stuff that I put in, and it's not bad. I could have put it in a little bit longer. I try and kind of time myself when I'm in the shower. When Mr. N's here, I kind of say to him, put the timer on for 2 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever I can cope with. So yes, I did that this morning. Okay, I'll go and get ready and let's go. So I am going to show you my outfit of the day. It's still very odd weather. So even though it's quite grey outside, it's just that little bit sticky and muggy as well. So I'm not going to bring a jacket. I think I'll be okay. I might throw one in the car. But okay, so let's start from bottom up. I have my favourite Fit Flop sneakers on, or trainers, or whatever you want to call them. They're really great. I'll put a link to those on the bottom of the description because I think they might be in the sale. My Sweaty Betty grippy socks, as you can see, that I showed you in my last vlog there. These trousers I've had for quite a while. The brand is called Anthropology, but I'm pretty sure I got them from Simply Be. I will have a look, and if I can find something similar, I'll put them down below as well. They're not pure linen, I don't think. I think they're a cotton blend. Again, I will double check that and I will write it up on the screen for you. Live Unlimited. Now, if you're a plus size person, you don't actually need to be a plus size person, because I think that they start from size 14 and I don't consider that's plus size. But they have lovely clothes at pretty reasonable prices actually. And this style t-shirt is in their catalogue all the time. So I will put a link for this. There's many colors. It has a little bit of a flared bottom to it. I'll just turn around so you can see, and it has short sleeves as well. Washes really well, and it's a great t-shirt as well. So my watch, hang on, Mr. N is telling me something. What are you telling me, Mr. N?
Your trousers are elasticated.
Oh yes, my trousers. I thought you were pointing to a belt. My trousers are elasticated, but they do have a drawstring in them as well if you want to tie it up. And because the tie is quite low, and that's a beauty of an elasticated waist. Watch, I've got my Apple Watch on, and I just have a blue band on that. I don't have any jewellery on today, which is, I don't really have a necklace at the moment. I think I need a necklace. I must look into that. And fragrance of the day. So I've changed my fragrance. If you watched my beauty pie haul, you'll see that I had 3 different fragrances in that haul. I usually use Element 79 for the summer, and now that we're kind of getting that change in the air, I'm starting to change, and now I'm actually using La Botanista 001. Don't know whether you can see that. It is very much more green, let's say. It has geranium in it. It has tomato leaf fragrance as well. And it's just a lot more herbally. And I'm going to use this one until I then start swapping over. My proper autumn fragrance will be the Santal. And I mentioned that before, but I will list this at the bottom as well. This has a tendency to sell out. It was a new product from Beauty Pie, but it doesn't matter because they do the system where you can put your email in and they will let you know when it comes back on for sale. And I'm just going to quickly show you my nails because the manicure, 14-day manicure that I did, must be a good 2 weeks ago, is still completely on my nails. I'm getting some regrowth, but I have had no problem whatsoever. This is a great product. Again, I will list it below. I'm due to change my color, so I will do that maybe this weekend. And that's me, outfit of the day, ready to go to Lincoln. So this is where we've come to today. I've never been here. This is new, this market. They've redone it. They've called, I think it's always been called the Cornhill Market. And I'm sorry if there's wind, but there's always bloomin' wind, isn't there? But the microphone that I brought and the adapter that I brought doesn't seem to work. So you're going to have to bear with me. If it's really bad, the sound, then I will edit it out. Okay, let's go and get some lunch. Because anything Mexican I will have over any kind of food. And we were watching the girl making it, and she was loading and loading and loading it, and then I thought, wow, is she going to be able to roll it up? But of course she's a professional, so she's going to roll it up. So I got the beef with the multitude of extras that are an extra pound. It's a pound, isn't it, Mr. N, every time? Which it's delicious and really spicy, and Mr. N got a chicken one. And I'm trying this drink here called Trip. It's a CBD drink. I've been wanting to try these before, but I just didn't want to kind of get a whole, 6-pack of them. So this is going to be interesting. This is lemon and basil, lightly sparkling. I can't talk. With 15 milligrams of CBD. Don't know whether you've taken CBD before, but there's really not enough in there to kind of be that effective, I would think. But let's see. Let's see whether it calms us down. 𝘼𝙙𝙙𝙞𝙬𝙤𝙐𝑚, the fragrance company. So they're absolutely gorgeous to smell. I've seen these. I think these are new, actually. Ooh, almonds. There's pecans. Over here, these are new. These kind of nutty clouds. Yeah, I'm gonna get some of these. And I just love the frozen food department in M&S Food. Look at these cookies here, and up there, I'm looking at those all butter chocolate twists. I think I'm gonna have to get some of those to put in the oven because they're nice to kind of have with coffee. Yeah, they're amazing. When you come here and you look in the frozen food department, they have the most amazing things. They have the, what do they call those ones? Pain-au-raisin, the little mini ones as well. There's some lovely sourdough baguettes here, pain au chocolat here. Just gorgeous things. And then, look at this. I've never seen in the frozen food department that you can buy ginger chopped, which is quite amazing. But I don't have much in my trolley, which is quite good. And that bottle of wine is not for me. That bottle of wine is for Mr. N's friend who is coming to stay with us. He's getting a little bit funny now, so I think we better go home. So I'm back in the kitchen and I have my lovely brambles. Can you see that? And I've got like 3 raspberries in here as well. I kind of forage these, as you saw in the video just before. So on the allotment, I have my neighbour's allotment has fantastic brambles, and they're really, really big ones like this, or blackberries if you want to call them that. And I think they might be a hybrid. But at the back of the allotment, where we back on to the school that the kids go to, there are proper bramble bushes as well. And I was in there actually foraging. And I try to get as many as I possibly can at this time of year because the taste is fantastic. I have a blackberry in my garden, but it's a thornless blackberry. I can't even say the word. Thornless blackberry. They are massive, these, and I have some in the freezer. But there's something about brambles that is particularly yummy, 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 especially at this time of year. So my first thing I'm going to make is I'm going to make a sorbet because I've already got a kind of berry. It was blackberry, and I think I might have put raspberries in or strawberries as well. Ice cream in the freezer, and now I'm going to make the sorbet. And this sorbet is the easiest sorbet you can make. Now, I have an ice cream maker, so I'm very lucky in that I can just do all the prep and then whack it. It's downstairs, and then whack it into that, and it's already, and the churning part is done. But sorbet and ice cream is really easy to make. You just have to put a little timer on so that you know that as it freezes, it needs to be just kind of scraped and mixed through. It is really easy. I was looking for, because this is the recipe I make for all of my sorbets, but I was looking for a recipe that incorporated egg white in it. I fancied something that was a little bit lighter. I didn't like anything that I really saw, and I'm not sure why, but I think the main reason is because they, instead of just putting the egg white in and mixing it all, I think it's a laziness thing altogether. You had to beat the egg whites first and then incorporate it. I just can't be bothered with that, so I'm just going to do my stock standard sorbet. Okay, it takes a little bit longer to get it out of the freezer and get it ready, but it's fine. And the amounts you use are all equal. 250 grams of blackberries or brambles, 250 grams of sugar. Caster sugar is pretty good, but I've just got normal sugar. You can use raw sugar if you want, or cane sugar. And 250 ml of water. That's it. Those are your ingredients. You can put lemon juice in as well. And I might just do that. I'll let you know if I do that. It just helps a little bit with the taste of it. And that's it. So the first thing that you do, which is what I'm going to do now, this is a 2-day thing for me. Whenever you make anything that's going to be churned or scraped or whatever in a actual ice cream maker, the mix that goes into the ice cream maker needs to be as cold as it possibly can. So for me, it means I have to put it in the fridge, and I'll do that overnight, and then tomorrow I'll just churn it up and it'll be absolutely wonderful. But if you're doing it by hand, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure that when you've got it off the stove, just cool it, and then you can actually just put it into whatever container you're going to use. And I'm just going over here because this is where my stove is, and I'm just putting in, for starters, I've done this wrong. Because I'm talking to you. Right, I've done this wrong, everybody. The first thing that goes in is I do a little sugar syrup. Get a grip, Susie. So this and this. Okay, and then I will put the fruit in. Then I whiz it up into my Vitamix. If you watch my vlogs, you'll see that I've got a Vitamix, so I don't really have to worry about sieving out any seeds, but I will just to be sure. And then that's it, really. Yummy, yummy seasonal sorbet. Yum. Good morning, everybody. So it's another nice morning here in Lincolnshire, and I've got a pretty busy morning actually because I've got a couple of clients coming in. So that's going to keep me busy. They have quite long treatments, so yeah. So it's the end of the school holidays this weekend. Kids are going back to school next week, which is good for me. Because I don't know, I just find it all a little bit hectic when kids are on holidays and, you know, all of that business. But yeah, it's great. Part of my morning was going over to the allotment, which is actually virtually across the road from me. And I went on caterpillar watch. I did a little bit of harvesting as well this morning. A few things are slowing down, other things are getting going as well. But it's that change of season, isn't it? I mentioned it yesterday, did I? Yes, I mentioned it yesterday, and the light is different, the nights are drawing in, so, but the mornings are absolutely beautiful. And you can just see my Shakti mat, which is just sitting there behind me. I'll have to show you that. I don't know whether you've ever tried a Shakti mat before, but it has prickles on it, and you lie on it, or you lie on it. That's the thing, where you can stand on it. It's absolutely fabulous. And I have it on this back of this chair here because I do it before I go to bed. It just really, really relaxes me. So just a quick one this morning, just to say good morning. Mainly going to be at home today. I'm hoping to do a little bit of clearing out of things, so I hope that I will start to do that this afternoon, which I think I will probably have time to do. I'm thinking beauty products, and I'm also thinking clothing. It all depends on time, but yeah, it needs to be done now that everything is changing. I just feel that it's just a bit like a kind of autumn spring clean. So yeah, I will see you later. Bye. So I missed lunch today. I was kind of working very strange hours and I missed lunch today. So I am going to make one of my favorite things. I make this in the summer. I love an iced coffee, but this is my healthy version of an iced coffee. I think it's an Australian thing. In Australia, there's a lot of iced coffees about, and they're very, very good iced. You can get great iced coffees. But this, like I said, is my healthy version of an iced coffee. And in actual fact, you don't even need to use coffee for this. This is more like a kind of chocolatey milkshake. I did get the idea from a health food place that I went to in London once, and I had a look. I bought myself a little bottle of this, I think it was called a cold pressed cacao drink or something. So I got the idea from that. I had a look at the ingredients in that and I got the idea from that. So to make it, so I've got a Vitamix. A Vitamix is like a commercial grade blender. I have had this for years, for at least 18 years, maybe 15 to 18 years I've had this. Vitamix give you a lifetime guarantee on their products. I never had any problems with it, and it's because they are very expensive and but they are absolutely fantastic. If you have something like a Thermomix, you can use that, or just a really, really good blender, because you might want to put some ice in. I'm using a frozen banana, so I need it to be pulverized quite well. So let's start. Okay, so first of all, let's get that banana in. So when I have like really ripe bananas, I now freeze them, and it's just starting to defrost. Throw the whole thing in, and I freeze them whole, or I will halve them as well. And I'm going to have the whole one because this is going to give me my kind of sweetness. A little bit, if you want a little bit more sweetness, then I recommend maple syrup. That works really well. Or if you've got a really nice honey, you can put that in. But I'm only going to put about not even a tablespoon of maple syrup in this because it will be sweet enough for your sweetness. Then I normally put something like maca powder in this, but I've run out of my maca powder, and because I do like it in something like this. But the other thing that I put in, this is what makes it healthy. So this is my cacao powder. I'm going to mention Ancient and Brave. So I've mentioned them before about their electrolytes. Well, this is their cacao. They do two types of cacao powder. They do this one, which has got the reishi mushrooms in, and they do another one that has collagen in it as well. So, but I do like this. And when you use this, it really does make everything taste like a chocolate milkshake. I love it. So, let's just put in, the smell is amazing. I think there must be cinnamon in this as well. Let's just put a little bit more. So that's kind of really generous heaped tablespoon. I will put the link for this down below. This is fantastic. So there's 1,500 grams of reishi. And reishi is a mushroom that you used for, I think it's for your immune system. Yeah, there is cinnamon in this. Yeah. Hops, chicory root, ashwagandha, baobab fruit pulp. And yeah, so that's absolutely fantastic. So the next thing I put in now is just a little bit of kefir. I'm not a big kefir drink. I won't drink it, or I won't have it just as is. But I do like to mix it in my smoothies, just because I like that kind of sour taste. You can also use a really good yogurt. So this is called Beautiful Gut Health Kefir drink. I've got a little bit of organic whole milk left, so we'll whack that in. You can use almond milk, you can use oat milk, you can use whatever milk you want. This is just to loosen it up. And then, because I want a little bit, you know, I've mentioned before about my nappuccinos. Well, this is what turns it into the iced coffee part. And this is just a little bit, this is an espresso that I cool down. That's going in there. That's my coffee. I wouldn't have this any later. So it's 2:30. I wouldn't have this any later because it will affect my sleep, actually. And it's funny because when I prescribe green tea to people and I say, you know, are you a little bit caffeine sensitive? I always say, try not to have any more caffeine after 5 p.m. I mean, that's really late but if you go to bed really late, you might be okay with that. For me, it's a little bit late. So the next thing that makes it quite special is nuts. And I throw in any kind of nuts really. So I've got cashew nuts there and I've got some hazelnuts as well. Brazil nuts are really good. You can put walnuts in it if you want to. Really, really nice. And the last thing, which is just over here near the stove, is some pink Himalayan salt. And this is what just gives it the edge, this drink. I'm just going to go in with a big pinch. And I might even do 2 because I really, really like it. There. And that's it. So let's whiz this up. Let's try it. I could have actually put some ice in this as well, but this cocoa powder, this cacao powder is amazing. The taste is fabulous. Plus, it's really good for you as well. I'm kind of chewing on it. I love that texture. I know a lot of people don't like that texture. If you don't like that texture, put a bit of water in it and it'll just thin it out. I'm not going to have all of this. I'm just going to have a little bit of it. Then I will decant it into a glass jar, whatever I've got for the fridge. Stick it in the fridge and that will be my yummy yum tomorrow. Okay, so I'm in the bathroom and I've just been looking through all of my kind of beauty receptacles that I keep everything in, and then they're all kind of stashed underneath here where I've got the sinks. And I have got quite a lot of things that I started using and then didn't continue using, and I kind of think they're a little bit old here. So I have my bin behind me and I've got to watch out because if I step backwards, I'm going to stand on top of Mr. N has been outside scraping paint off our windows. We have scaffolding up at the moment on the front of the house because our gutters need to be fixed, and so he's been out there scraping and bringing in all the paint and the stuff in here, and all his tools are actually behind me, so I just have to watch where I'm going. I don't tend to stand still. I tend to kind of move around quite a lot. But okay, so let's start. I get most of my kind of daily essentials from Look Fantastic. I use those companies. So I use Look Fantastic for mainly everything. Then I'll use Space NK maybe, because some brands are not always on Look Fantastic. Then I'll use something like Cult Beauty. So all of those big companies I tend to use. I sometimes go to Net-a-Porter as well, Boots, you know, you name it, I've used it. And so Look Fantastic at the moment have got a 20% off a lot of their products. And a lot of the products that have got 20% off products that I want. So I'm taking advantage of this 20% that they've got, and I'm filling up my basket online at Look Fantastic. So the first things that I kind of came across is, so what do I normally get from them? The main thing I normally get is things like micellar water. I don't know, do you use micellar water? I use it for taking off my eye makeup. I used to use wipes. And whilst I love the idea of it being very easy to use a wipe, I've now gone to something a little bit better, and I do like the Garnier. I use that a lot, so I've got a few bottles of these, so I probably won't need the micellar water. Some of the stuff I've already replaced, some of the stuff though that I want to buy. So the first thing that I kind of came across was all of my kind of facial tanning products. I have quite a few. This little bag here has got all my kind of, oh, and I've still got the tag on it, all my really older products in there, and I've just been through them. I do tend to like James Reed's range quite a lot. I did try this one once. It's called He, She, and this is an overnight tanning balm. But that's going to go because it was good, but it gave me a kind of funny colour. The James Reed, I've used his sleep mask face tan. That's finished, that one. The one that I do particularly like, and I've got a little bit of this left, so it gives you really, and I do it on my arms, do it on the lot. It gives you a really lovely colour, and it smells fantastic because it smells of roses. And it is the James Reed Self Tan Rose Glow Water Mist. It's a facial water mist, and I love it, but I'm nearly kind of finished. It's only a small, this was a travel one that I took away with me, and I don't have a great deal left. So I thought to myself, okay, do I need any kind of tanning drops? And then I remembered that not long ago, I bought some tanning drops, and it must have been a moment of madness because I went high end to buy these tanning drops. And if you've got a budget, and you've got a high-end budget, you'll be wanting to get these tanning drops. So these tanning drops are from 𝑭𝒒𝒐. 𝑭𝒒𝒐 is, I think it's a premium brand actually. It's there, 𝑭𝒒𝒐, and they are adaptive tanning drops, tri-phase self-tanning drops with amino acids and pro vitamin B5. They're quite expensive. Look Fantastic sells them, so you might want to go and look. And actually what I'll do is I will link them below so you can go and have a look. But the thing with these tanning drops is they give you such a beautiful, glowy, non-artificial look. I love them. I really, really love them. Between them and the Beauty Pie ones, which is the ones that I use quite a lot, the Awesome Bronze, they're both absolutely fantastic. If your budget is kind of medium way, go for something like St-Tropez. St-Tropez, I think, is a really good product for not kind of lower end, but in the middle. And they do some great. They do a facial mist, which is excellent. And they do other tanning drops as well. And if you want something that is much cheaper, Garnier actually do tanning drops as well, and they're really good. Excellent they are. So, but if you want something, like I said, high end, then the 𝑭𝒒𝒐 is the way to go. The good thing about these is they last for a long time. These will last me for a good six to 8 months, these tanning drops. And, you know, I'm quite happy with that. I like to switch over now going into autumn, it's from something that's going to make me look like, you know, I've been out in the sun as much as my body has been out in the sun. And so that's why I go for the 𝑭𝒂𝒕𝒖𝒓𝒆💄 tanning drops. They are really, really, really fantastic. So the other thing, I'm just looking here what I've got here. The other thing that I also am going to order, and I know I've got them already, are vitamin C capsules. There are two kind of lots of vitamin C capsules that I really like. So in the morning, my routine is always, I just wipe my face over with the micellar water, or when I'm in the shower, I have a very light cleanser in the shower. I do that. I get out of the shower. I then put something like a toner on, or a, what do they call them? They call them waters nowadays. So I'll either use, I have a tiny, tiny little bottle of the 𝑽𝒊𝒅𝒂𝒕𝒅 Radiance Essence, which I really love. That's got a lovely smell. So I'll put that on. Or I have the Pixi Rose Glow Mist. I do that as well. And then I will do, or if I want to spend a little bit more money, I always go for the L'Occitane, what they called, 𝑬𝒊𝒅𝒆𝒄 water essence, or whatever it's called. And then I will do a vitamin C. At the moment, I am using the super active capsules from Beauty Pie, which I do love very, very much. If you go back into my vlogs, you'll see I did a Beauty Pie haul and I talk about these. These are great, but again, one step above it is the 𝑭𝒂𝒕𝒅 vitamin C capsules. They are fantastic, and the reason why they're fantastic is it's what they feel like when they go on. When you use the Beauty Pie ones, and when you use a lot of vitamin C products, the product can get a little bit tacky, but the 𝑭𝒂𝒕𝒅 ones don't. They slip on beautifully. You can then put whatever you need to put on top of that, and they are really, really gorgeous. I will link those below as well. So that is kind of my routine in the morning for things like that. And the last thing that I need to kind of go through is stuff like taking off makeup stuff. So when I stopped using wipes and I started using like micellar water, I use disposable pads, which are these type of things here. Not disposable, these are washable pads. So you can use them and then you throw them in the wash, and yeah, you continue like that. And so I've got a few of those. And then I ran out and I didn't have any, so I just picked up from the co-op, I just picked up some fair trade cotton pads. The only trouble with these are they tend to leave a little bit of fluff on things, you know, but there is a company called DHC, and they do a really good silky cotton pad. I get them on Amazon, and I'll link those below as well, and they're really good. They're kind of a rectangular shape, and I don't have any here to show you, unfortunately. And they're really good because they don't leave a kind of, you know, that fluff everywhere. The other thing is, I know I say that I use these a lot. I would prefer to use things that I can wash rather than disposable ones that aren't, it's not great for the environment, are they? But disposable cotton pads are great when you just kind of need something quickly. And I have a little hack for you. So I don't know whether you watch, I don't know whether, do you do TikTok? If you do TikTok, you've got to watch a girl called Bambi Does Beauty, and she has these fantastic beauty hacks. And she was saying the other day, and I didn't believe it until I did it myself, if you have rough feet or your feet are very dry, you know, after summer, if you're a barefooter and you have dry, cracked feet, etc., etc., what you do is you get a disposable cotton pad, and then you put something on it like an acid. And when I say acid, I mean something like glycolic acid. Now, I always have glycolic acid in my bathroom because I use it probably twice a week on my face. And glycolic acid, it works as a exfoliant. And so I have the ordinary glycolic acid here. What you do is you get a cotton pad, you douse it with this glycolic acid, and then you rub it all over your feet before you go to bed. And then you go to bed, and if you want to, wear socks overnight. I don't like doing that. I don't like wearing socks. And then in the morning, your feet will be nice and smooth. And my feet, because I go barefoot quite a lot, have been quite rough and dry, etc. And even on my feet, they look better in the morning. There's a hack for you. Bambi does beauty. She's great. She's this lovely young thing. So that is it for the moment. I need to go through the rest of the stuff, but I try and clear stuff out quite regularly because I do have a tendency to buy quite a lot of, especially new things. I try to stop buying the new things, but I'm always kind of thinking, oh, well, that would be nice. I might buy that. Yeah, so that's that. Now what I'd like to do is I want to kind of start to do my pre-autumn audit of clothing, which is going to be interesting because I have actually lost weight in the last, since June, I think. When did I start? I think it was June, end of June, about the 22nd, 23rd of June. I started kind of, first of all, I stopped drinking alcohol. Then I kind of stopped the sugar business. And then I started doing my intermittent fasting as well. And I've lost probably about 5 kilo, I think. Or if you do stones and pounds, that's about 10, nearly a stone I've lost. So my audit is going to be doing a lot of trying on of clothes. And what I need to do is just get the summer stuff out of the way, even though, believe me, I am not one to let go of summer. But I want to just get myself sorted out so that I'm not faffing through my clothes looking for stuff for autumn. Let's go and do that. Okay, so I have changed my mind. Because as you can see, so I'm here in the dressing room, it's a kind of a little bit overwhelming, all the clothes and everything. And I really have to go through everything because, like I said, things may fit me, things may not fit me. I don't know. So instead, what I thought I would do is that you don't see this view, do you? Because I'm normally sitting on the other side, but this is where I sit and I do my makeup. And I'm just looking here, yeah. So I am going to go through some of my makeup things, and anything that's kind of really, really old, I'm going to get rid of. And yeah, so instead I'll do that. So now I'll swap you around and we'll look from the other side. All right, so this is my kind of dressing table, and you can see it is an absolute mess here. I need to go through everything here, but this is not all. Hello, there I am in the mirror. Look at this drawer. Oh dear, this is the way I live my life. Oh, that's really terrible. And most of these things in here are empty boxes, so that's going to get thrown out. Then I have over in this section here, I've got like all my foundations. They're all my MAC ones. Let me just excuse that. And this is what I'm going to kind of attack. All this area, I don't know what's in there. And then this here as well. I mean, half of this stuff I don't need. So I'm going to go through it. And then there's a pair of sandals down there. And then, hello, I'll show you what I've got left. I think that's probably the best thing. Bear with me. Okay. Right, I say okay a lot, don't I? I'm going to start with foundations because, well, that's always a little bit of a busy place for me because I don't know about you, but I am always looking for the perfect base for my skin. And I have a box here of, well, bases really. I did go through this the other day and I threw out, well, it's unbelievable what I have in here. I threw out quite a lot of kind of foundations and bases that I don't use. But it is very interesting, isn't it, that when you do actually start going through your makeup, and also I don't like to kind of use stuff that's more than, say, 12 months old if I've used it before, because it just does get a little bit kind of not so great. So the ones that I'm going to keep are my three kind of newer ones. So there's the Lumen, the CC, the Arborian that I have, and the Beauty Pie one. So that's what I've been using at the moment, and I mix them with my number 7. The ones that I've got in here that I'm not sure about, I tried this one this morning. Actually, have I gotten rid of that already? Where is it? It doesn't seem to be here. I must have. Where on earth did I put it? I probably put it in the drawer from hell. Did I put it in here? Oh my goodness. See what I mean? This is just crazy. Now I'm going to have to... Oh, hang on. It could be in here. No. Now I'm going to have to go and look for it. Please excuse me. It was right in front of me. Okay. This is what I've got on today. Well, I've got this mixed with something else, but I think it's way too dark for me. So this is a Max Factor Miracle Second Skin. It's a hybrid foundation, and it is in the color Golden Tan. It is dark. I think that's just going to have to go, that one. The other ones that I've got here that are quite dark, why did I buy these colors? I don't think I ever go these colors, but I am thinking about keeping this one actually. This is a Dior Forever Skin Glow foundation. I might keep this because it's quite handy. And then I've got one that is really, really light in color, which is a Bobbi Brown foundation. The reason why I didn't like this, and this is going to go, is because this foundation, so it's the Bobbi Brown Intense Serum Foundation, for me, I find it too matte. And I don't know about you, but if you get over a certain age and you start to get quite a lot of lines, the more matte foundation you use, the more the lines stick out. So whenever I use something, I tend to use something that's just a little bit more dewy, a little bit, so coverage. That is why my favorite thing that I use is my BB cream from Arborian, because it gives me enough coverage, and if I want to have it a little bit darker, I'll mix it with something else. This is the color Claire, and the one Doré is also very good as well, so I'll mix it. So that's going to go. It just does me no favors whatsoever. I have this, I'm going to keep this because this is quite handy to have, and this is the Chanel Le Beige tint. It comes out when you, so I don't have much left. When you, let me just show you, I don't know whether you've used this before. It comes out like that, and then when you actually put it into the skin, there's not a great deal of color, but it gives you this kind of glowiness to it. When you look at it in the tube, it has like little flecks of gold in it. It's quite handy to have if you want to wear something like go out in the evening and look a little bit kind of, rather than putting highlighter on, looking a little bit more glowy. So, okay, so that the rest of my foundations I actually threw out because they were so old. you know, no good whatsoever. So that is the cut of foundations. Let me just put this back. That's given it a little bit more room, and I can just put other things in there now. The other thing that I tend to collect are blushes. So in my drawers over here, I'm just having to look in here where my blushes are. Here they all are. So I've got this palette, and this palette I've had for years. This is a MAC palette. And even though the lid is falling off and it's looking a little bit, you know, not great, you get all this to choose from. So really, do I need all these other blushes? The pigmentation for well, there you go. Now I've just broken the whole lid off. Okay, well, that's that. Pigmentation. Oh, actually, that can just clip back on. Yes. For MAC blushes are fantastic. Of course they are. I've also got some smaller MAC blushes as well, like this. Now, this is a really good tone. I use this. It is called Sunburst, and I use it. This is nice for kind of going into autumn tones. That's a really good one. This is a great blush to have as well, by Benefit. It's called Hula. And oh, is this the bronzer? This is the bronzer. I lie. It's the bronzer. Oh, that's another thing I've got to deal with. Here's the blush. It's called Coralista, and I love this color. See, it's perfect for me. I use it a lot. That's why it's up here. I then have a Bare Mineral. I think I'll get rid of this because I don't really use these things. What is this? Oh, this is looks like a kind of creamy blush. Blurred Buff. Well, see, I've only kind of used it once. Do I really need that? I doubt it. Leave that up there. What else have we got in the blushes? Nothing much else in there. And under, oh, there's, hello, we've got more here. So here are some more MAC ones. This is too dark for me. I used to use it as a contour, but actually I don't need that anymore. This is a lovely color. This is Ever Sun, another one of my favorites. Actually, it's not much different to Sunburst, to tell you the truth. Look, they're virtually the same, but I do like both of them. And now I've just broken the lid. What is wrong with me today? I'm very kind of heavy-handed. There we go, put it back on. The other ones that I've got, which I don't really use, is a Shimmer Tone blush here. This pinky color, don't use that. That can go. And this MAC 𝑽𝒊𝒅𝒆𝒅. I think this is pink. Oh, no, it's not. Well, it's kind of a dirty pink. And I've already got this color in a Charlotte Tilbury color. So again, I don't need that as well. So all of these can go. Let's just put them here. Goodbye with you as well. Ta-ta. And they can go back in, which is good to know. So that's that. Then let's talk about bronzers now. What's been interesting is going through my bronzers. I only really, well, I use three. Let's say I use three bronzers. The one that I use quite a lot, and you'll see that I use it quite a lot, is the MAC bronzer. That's my kind of go-to bronzer. The Hula from Benefit, and then the Charlotte Tilbury one as well. This is the one I use the most. You can see. So in this particular palette, you've got the bronzer and you've got a highlight, and I use that a lot. So that's that. But thank goodness I haven't got any more of them. That can go back in there, and you can go back in here. That's the bronzers here. Oh, and things like cream blush. The one that I like, I've showed you this before, is the Stila cream blush. Nice, very nice. I don't use a lot of cream blush because I just want to get it on with a brush as much as I possibly can. But, oh, I did break this lid. Oh, dear. Yeah, other cream blushes. I don't really have any other cream blush. I have cream highlighters by the dozen, by the looks of things. No, I tell you what I've got by the dozen is, see, that's a highlighter. Mascaras. Boy, have I got a lot of mascaras. And I keep them even when they're dead. Like when they're all dried up. I still keep, why do I keep them? I don't know. I really don't know why I keep them. But I do tend to keep them even when they're, you know, not working anymore. Eyeshadows. So there's quite a few. And by the way, with blushes, after a while, they tend to get a little bit hard and cakey, even though they do last a long time. The same as eyeshadows. So my drawer of eyeshadows that I showed you here, my MAC eyeshadows, I mainly go to those. Mostly. I use cream eyeshadows sometimes, not all the time. They're good to take away with you actually when you go on holidays. Otherwise, I use my Charlotte Tilbury ones because I've got all of these, you know, these little palettes here that have all the eyeshadows in. And I usually finish, that's the lightest color. I usually finish that first and then I kind of, yeah. So that's, eyeshadows are not too bad with me. And then the lip stuff I went through the other day and I'm going through it now. At the moment I've got I think this is a NARS. Yeah, this is a NARS that I've got on, which is quite nice. It's it's like a lipstick and then I put a gloss over the top and I quite like that. That's not too bad. And that is it. But I am going to now clear out this drawer and then get that all finished. Wish me luck. Right, there you go. Nice empty, well, nearly empty drawer. I tend to, what do you call it? I can't think of the word. I tend to collect fern, what do you call it? Perfumes, you silly fool. I tend to collect perfume from fern. I used to be a kind of subscriber to Fern for quite a long time, and then I was just getting way too many because hang on a second, let me just, hello. I don't know whether you've done Fern before, so this is them here, FFERN, and they're a fragrance company, and when you subscribe to them, you go on their kind of like, it's not a mailing list, it's something else, it's called something or other list, and they only have a certain number of spaces open at the time, and then what they do is they bring a perfume or a fragrance out every season, and you get the choice. You can either, so they send you it in a very beautiful box. I don't think I've got any boxes here. And in the box, you get the actual fragrance like so. And then you get a little sample file that you can actually use to see whether you like the fragrance. If you don't like the fragrance, then you can send it back. And so that's how they work. They're quite expensive. I think it's about £70 per, well, quarter. But I stockpile them because I just couldn't get through them all, because I like, you know, fragrances from different companies as well. And I have them all here. And what I do is, I think I do have some 2023 ones. So I stopped last year. And then as the season changes, like I've up here where all my fragrances are, I've got my, summer 21 one. That goes in the drawer, and out comes the autumn fragrance. So, yeah, it's pretty handy to have, actually. I finished summer 22 this summer, so that's gone. And then also in here, I've just got all, extra things like that can go actually in the bathroom. And now I can fill up this drawer with things that I can put in the drawer rather than just having it all spread out in front of me. So yes, I'm quite happy with that. Very good. It's a good start. And actually, I'm surprised because I thought I was going to have a lot more makeup. But I've done pretty good, actually. Well done, me. Okay, that is that. What's the time? Okay, better get on. Thank you for joining me in this vlog. I'm about to taste my blackberry sorbet that I made. Look how gorgeous that is. And if you're new to my channel and you want to see more of me, press the subscribe button, and also thumbs up would be nice. See you next time.